What is up, everybody? It's Alex the Boogeyman, Midweek Musings. And this musing is actually something somebody asked me. So they mused and then I mused. And other people have asked me in the past before. It's just, how can I practice this stuff at home? Now, there's a lot of ways, way too much for any musing to say. But before we even talk about what to practice at home, I want you to think about, not necessarily think about practicing at home as being like, okay, I'm gonna take 30 minutes or an hour or 45 minutes or even 15 minutes to practice my boxing. You could take literally 5 seconds and it's just simply throwing punches. So, like I told my son, when he's playing video games and he's just waiting for it to load, stand up and throw a jab, cross, lead hook. Just that, jab, cross, hook. Practice those motions, those movements, those mechanics. Even if you do that literally one time in a day, you'll be amazed. What happens is you start to train your body, because when you start boxing, it is very awkward. It's not a natural thing to do. So to make it not awkward, just like anything else, I mean, when we first were walking, we're stumbling around, like idiots, but then we start walking smooth. So it's the same thing with boxing. You've got to practice those movements and you've got to make them natural. They'll be unnatural until you do them enough and then they become natural. So what kind of movements could you do? And like I said, don't worry about, if you can take 15 or 20 or 30 or whatever minutes to practice your shadow boxing, that's awesome. We did a lot of shadow boxing classes when we were shut down. I can send you those. But even if you don't have that, even if you just have like a minute, you're waiting for a commercial's on during a football game. I'm not kidding. Stand up, get in your fighting stance, and throw some punches. Now, as far as what punches to throw, we'll make this very simple. I'll just give you a few things you can do that will kind of help you cover a lot of bases. So number one, of course, is that jab cross. Right, the 1-2 down the middle. Just simply practice that, but don't do it kind of half. You know what? Like actually, throw good. Right down the middle. Practice. You can even move your head a little bit. Make sure you're rotating your shoulders. Make sure you're not letting your elbows. All the stuff we talk about. Right, and then of course we can throw that jab cross hook. Right, you can throw the jab cross. Throw that lead hook, making sure we're pulling back. Especially that hook is very awkward at first. And you can throw that jab cross hook cross. So 4-punch combination: jab cross hook cross. Another thing I like is a little bit of defense. And again, you can make this very simple. We'll go jab, cross, roll to that rear side, cross. Jab, cross, duck, down, roll, cross. Rolls and slips, very tough for people to do. You end up feeling off balance. So again, practice dipping down, rotating only at the bottom. Only at the bottom. Don't try to do this. We talk about that all the time. Jab, cross, drop down, roll back, throw the cross. You can do the same thing with a slip. Jab, cross, slip, cross. Jab, cross, turn the shoulders, and throw that cross. You could also go jab, cross, roll, roll, hook, cross. Or jab, cross, slip, slip, hook, cross. Just doing those simple things. That's it. That's it. You don't have to go other punches. You can if you want to. But those simple things will help you understand the body mechanics, the weight transfer, and start to make it natural. So again, you don't need a lot of time. And you might say, this feels silly. Why am I even doing this? I look like a fool or whatever. First of all, you don't. But you can also do it where no one sees you. But I'm telling you, the more you do this, that's why you start seeing boxers, whenever they start talking boxing, they start moving around, throwing punches, because you've just done it so much. You train your body to do it. We're talking about at Wegmans, right? You're moving down, use that boxing footwork, stay in your fighting stance. Make it as natural as you can. And then when you come in here, it'll just feel, it keeps your brain in the boxing. So you don't come in here and you're like, oh my God, wait, what do I do again? What's happening again? You just got off work. You don't even want to have to think about it anymore. You want it just to become muscle memory. That is my musing. I want you to muse on it as well. And I want you to practice. If you practice it enough, you won't even have to muse. It will just happen. And that's how you do it.